what a bad kitty. So obviously my Kiwi got into my beautiful sourdough cinnamon rolls last night. What a little rodent. This is when I'm really upset with her. I call her rodent, but I love her so dearly. So she's a naughty girl. She's literally drinking her milk right now for breakfast to go with her lovely cinnamon buns. It's my own fault for leaving just saran wrap on this, thinking it would protect it. I know I want to salvage at least this row here, which hasn't been touched, but you can see clearly that she schnibbled and took the center out of this one. Nibbled on this one, took the center out of that one. What a little fuck. Oh my goodness. What a bad girl. Okay, so it is my morning routine. I want to just show you guys today my recipe for my cocoa, or as I call it, cacao, because cocoa is a processed product mostly by Hershey's and Nestle, the huge conglomerates. But you can get real cacao today still and make lovely hot chocolates. It's just a couple extra steps. So I'm going to show you guys that today. Ever since baby news came, I stopped drinking all caffeine. So that's caffeinated tea. I'm a huge coffee person. If you've been following or seen any of my content, you've probably seen my coffee recipes, me drinking coffee slightly excessively, maybe. I haven't always been about the caffeine though. I gave up energy drinks in my early mid-20s-ish. I would say by 25, I completely stopped drinking all energy drinks. Maybe had one or two from the age of 25 to 27 in total. And I haven't drank an energy drink in like over 10 years. So there's that. It's not the caffeine so much for me as it is the coffee, the hot coffee, lovely deliciousness, even like an English breakfast tea, which obviously... well, sometimes I actually do buy the decaf, like Tetley or something like that. Oh, baby's just poking. And I see like the actual belly. Oh, look at that. She just gets so tight. It gets so tight sometimes. Let's see. So pregnancy brain is getting me so hard right now, but let's show you the cocoa recipe that I've got going on right now. Okay, so these are our ingredients for the cocoa. First things first, and most importantly, is real cacao. So I get this one from Root Alive. I really, really like this one. I haven't tried any other ones though, because as soon as I got this one, I fell in love with the drink and I just stuck to what was good. So this is from Peru. It's organic cacao powder. Delicious. All the info if you want to check it out for yourself. There you go. So Root Alive cacao, that's the most important. Then I use a raw sugar. Any sweetener will do, but I like the raw sugar. And then I add turmeric and cayenne. So I like it a little bit spicy. And then for balance, salt and pepper. Turmeric and black, or in this case, I have like a multi peppercorn. There's white pepper in there as well as black. Turmeric and pepper always go really well together. I like fresh ground, so rock salt or sea salt. Any sea salt will do. You can use pink Himalayan. I'm using just a basic kosher sea salt right now. And then same thing with cayenne. Any ground cayenne will do. And then I mix it in a jar like this. So I've got... in the bottom of this jar, the basic mix already. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of turmeric, 2 tablespoons of cayenne, depending how spicy you like it. I would tame that a little bit if you can't handle like really spicy. I like it really spicy, so the more the better with the cayenne powder. I don't put sugar into it until I'm mixing it in the pot. So that's the next thing I'm going to show you guys, is how I actually make the drink. But when I make this big container of it, so all I have to do is grab 1 scooper of this and throw it into my portion of milk and then add my sugar, and then I just warm that up in the pot and it's done. So I started mixing it probably a jar or 2 ago, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that now. So I'm just going to open this new bag of cacao. Whoops, got that. And then I'm going to get my jar ready. I actually started this mix before I realized I was out of cacao powder. I thought I had 1 more bag. So I had like put I usually put a little bit of cacao like halfway, and then my spices like turmeric, cayenne, salt, pepper, and then the rest of the cacao. So when I stir it with like a chopstick or something, it's like easier to combine because the spices are like halfway instead of just sitting on top. If you know this kind of powder, it's extremely, extremely fine. So as soon as you kind of disrupt it, it gets into the air. It's a lot like flour in that way, which, excuse me, I've always found very annoying. So we're going to be dealing with that now. The thing that I do to get it into the jar as seamlessly as possible, you can use like a canning funnel or any kind of funnel to do this. I just close the bag, say 2/3 of the way, and leave it open like this, and then kind of push it down a little bit and dump like that. So this is a brand new bag of cacao, so it's very, very full. So this should be relatively easy, but also extremely messy. As you can see, or maybe you can't, it's already like going all in the air. No big deal, it is what it is. So we're just filling that up. That's enough for now. A little whack. I'm just going to close my kettle so that I don't get a bunch of cacao dust into it. And then this is my least favorite part, is pushing all the air out of the bag and watching it all just go into the air. I can like literally smell it and sort of taste it right now, but that's fine. Okay, so that part's done. I'm going to add just a little bit more salt and pepper to the top. I'm not going to do, actually I'll do a little bit more of the turmeric and cayenne. I already know there's a ton of turmeric and cayenne in there, but I just wanted to show you, like, you can totally measure this by heart, as they say, which I love. Then, and I'll just stir it with a basic spoon today, just to show you guys. It's a super, super fine and light powder, so it stirs really, really easily in there. Just like that. And like I said, half of the spices were already mixed into the bottom part, so I'm just going to get my spoon all the way down to the bottom and lift that just a little bit. I don't want to disrupt the powder too much, but I do want to get it like very nicely incorporated so that every single scoop that I pull out to make a cocoa with is well spiced. I don't want like some of them to have lots of spice and some of them to have none. So just stirring that round and round. Okay, that should be good. I'll clean off the edge a little bit and just around the neck. Give my counter a little wipe here. As the cocoa powder settles, I will wipe the counters a little bit more. Super chocolatey. It smells amazing already. I am very excited to have my cocoa this morning. So let me show you how I make a cocoa now. Okay, so I don't have any whole milk. I usually do use whole milk for this. So I'm using the 2% that we got and some of these half and half creamers. I got this really cute little, it's called a tea warmer from Walmart that I just love for this. It's got like a little pour kind of action on the side, which just makes it so easy to pour, and it's so like homey and cute, especially for fall winter. I think this is going to be just adorable, but for the sake of showing you that this can be done very, very simply, I'm just going to use a basic pot today. But if you can pick up something like this, I recommend it because it just gives that little bit of whimsy to the experience. And if you're going to be taking your time making a drink like this for yourself every day, especially because this has been going on for me now for like months and months, if you're going to be taking the time to do it, do the things that make you happy. Buy the little tea warmer if you want it, okay? We are not going to judge that. But I'm just going to be using a basic stainless steel pot today. You only need the tiny one, but my super, super tiny one is still dirty from yesterday's. As you can see, my dishwasher didn't quite get it, so that's fine. We're just gonna use this one. To get the measurement just right for my cocoa, I use my cup. So let me show you that. I forgot to turn my dishwasher on last night, so my cup was dirty, but no big deal. Okay, so just like this. I've got cat hair everywhere that I'm not trying to get into this drink right now because I was cuddling with my little baby. She's been so cuddly lately. Okay, so I fill it with, because I'm using 2%, about there. And then I add these creamers and see where we're at. Like I said, I usually use whole milk, so just making it a little bit heavier with these. And I have them, so I need to use them up. Okay, and then I'm just gonna top that up a tiny bit more. Pretty much there. That's great too if you're doing whipped cream or anything like that on top. I'm not doing whipped cream on top, but I do that, especially in the evening if I want to have like a little bit of a treat. Okay, and then I just add that to my pot. Bang, just like that. And then I put it on medium heat, which for my stove, I have the glass top, is 6. You have to whisk and stir it constantly. That is very important because milk will burn and it will also foam and expand and get all over your stove and make a huge mess. So don't do that. I've done that before. Don't do that. Like I said, all I need is 1 scoop. So Zach really likes the Nestle Carnation hot chocolate, so I keep his scoops, and that's what I use for my cocoa instead of, you can use just like a tablespoon and a half or 2 tablespoons, whatever you like. But okay, so first things first, our cocoa powder goes in, bang, just like that. Back in there. Little lid on, and then can go, I keep that right there on the counter. And then into my sugar, 2 teaspoons straight into the mix. And then just need a little whisk, bang bang, like these. I give it a little stir to start, and then I wait until I see my element go red here, and then I continue stirring. So we're just gonna give that a second to marinate together. I still can't believe Mushi got into my cinnamon buns. I am just so upset about that. They turned out so beautiful and so fluffy and delicious, but I forgot to get icing sugar, so I had no icing for them last night. Oh, okay, wait, here, it's red. So let me show you. When it's red, I stir, just like these. The wider you use of a saucepan, the faster this goes because there's more surface area. Just a note, if you choose to do something less wide, it's already starting to melt, so that's what it looks like when it melts. It really incorporates. Yes, Mushi. Okay, we'll give that a second and we'll continue stirring it. Where are you? There you are. Somebody got out last night and was such a bad girl. He went to take out the garbage and we couldn't find her. So she had gotten out because she's an indoor cat only, and she's been acting super weird ever since. Not weird like anything happened, but she's acting like this. Meow, meow, meow. Hi, my babies. She wants to cuddle lots. She's had her milk. She obviously got into my cinnamon buns. She probably wants to go outside. I'll open the door and let her get some screen action in a second. But since she was such a bad girl, no rush. The culprit. And then I've got raspberry lemon rolls as well. So like I was saying, I forgot to get icing sugar. I could have swore I had some. And then as soon as I went to look for it, I was like, oh my God, I'm out. I have no icing sugar. So I don't know about you, but cinnamon rolls without icing just doesn't do it for me. But those are my sourdough cinnamon rolls. So you can imagine how long sourdough takes. Days, right? It takes a couple of days. Okay, I'm gonna hold her for a minute and we'll be back as soon as I'm potting up my cocoa, but I'll show you how I know it's ready, which is, again, when this element comes on, you have to stir it constantly, and I basically wait for it to steam, and then I know it's ready, and it only takes a couple of minutes. It really does. This is not a dish that you can walk away from. You have to constantly be stirring it because either the cocoa will burn or the milk will burn and foam. Okay, so as you can see now, it's really starting to steam. Obviously, my little cuddle session and opening the screen for her did not do it. She's still gonna continue meowing like that. Mushy! I don't usually let her just meow. I always hold her or something. She usually wants something. Poor thing. Okay, so now let me flip the camera so I can do this with my good arm, which is in this case my left arm. Weird. Okay, so now we just pour it. La ti 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 da. And as you can see, it has expanded ever so slightly, like milk tends to do. That'll go into the dishwasher, and boom, there is our lovely, so delicious cocoa. You don't really have to stir it, but I do swirl it when it gets to about halfway. The contents start to settle a little bit on the bottom, so I kind of swirl it as I go. Sometimes you'll get, as it starts to cool down, the milk protein on top. I just like scrape that off and toss it. It doesn't really like stir back in, if you know what I'm talking about, when you're making a yogurt or something. It's the same as that. You get that little film on top, which can be a little bit, you know, kind of like weird or gross. It's nothing bad. It's just the separation that milk happens when it hits a certain heat temperature. So that's the cocoa recipe. I've been absolutely loving it. It has definitely been compensating me for my lack of coffee and stuff. Oh my God. I have a doctor's appointment in half hour, so I'm just going to enjoy my little cocoa. The second I hit film, she starts meowing again. She's been quiet for like 2 minutes, and I was like, okay, I can get some filming in. The second I hit film, she starts meowing again. Poor thing. I think she wants me to let her outside, which is never going to happen, but that's okay. Okay, anyways, so I have a doctor's appointment. It is I'm on a weekly schedule for doctor's appointments now, so every Monday I'm going in. Hi. You're gonna come up? And every time I pick her up to like cuddle her, because usually when she's meowing, that's what she wants. She just wants attention. Come on. Come on. Every time I pick her up, within like 3 seconds, she wants down. So it's become a vicious cycle. Anyways, so I've got my weekly doctor's appointment today. We're going to find out from the last blood work and ultrasound. It's the last ultrasound of the pregnancy. I didn't get any pictures this time. I was a little bit disappointed in that, but the tech just said, like, it's really hard to get pictures at this point because the baby's so big. And in my case, she's head down and facing my spine. Kiwi, what are you doing? Baby's head down and facing my spine, so there weren't any, you know, good pictures. It was just like one eye, or she kept putting her hand in front of the eye that even was showing, so no profile pictures. I could have got a picture of like a spine, but you know, there definitely were no baby pictures to be had this time, so that's okay. The really good news about that is that baby is in the perfect birthing position. Her spine to my belly button is what you're looking for, and head down is, at this point, especially at 37 weeks, that's what you want, because that is the birthing position. So yay, good news for that. I realized, day before yesterday, or a day before that, I guess now. So 2 days ago, I realized that my due date is August 16th, if you don't know, if you haven't been following. And it is currently July 27th, sorry. So I originally predicted like a month or two ago, Mushy, she's trying to literally pawing at the door right now, trying to get outside. Mushy, no, you cannot. You are not going outside. You are not going back outside again, ever. You talk to your father, because you're an indoor kitty. Just because you've been out twice this last week doesn't mean you're going outside. I bought her a harness because I have, this year I got a patio swing, you know, like the little 2-seater. Mushy, no. No, ma'am. In what world do you think you're an outdoor cat now? She had a batch of kittens when she was like 2 or 3, I think, because she got outside for like a week and then got impregnated and had a batch of kittens. And it's like she's trying to be pregnant with me right now because she's gotten out twice in this last week, and he's been so pissed because both times he can't get mad at anyone else because both times it was when he had the door open. He's so used to being able to go out on the patio and throw the garbage into the garbage bins and come back inside without her running out. But the last 2 times he's had the door open for literally like 30 seconds or less, she's gone flying past him. He hasn't even seen her. She's like so sneaky. She's so sneaky about it, and she's gotten out. And when he goes to give her milk before he goes to work or something, she doesn't come running, and that is not like her. As soon as she hears the fridge open, she comes running like a dog. So he knew she was out. Actually, the first time he found out she was out because he heard her meowing but couldn't find her, and she was outside the patio door meowing to come back in. So she had been outside for like 2 hours, and we were both nervous that she could have gotten fleas, ticks, impregnated. You know, anything could happen, especially because we're right down by the river. There are huge bald eagles that live in the trees sometimes, or nest in the trees right beside the trailer, like literally in our yard. All kinds of predatory birds. There are all kinds of small mammals. There are huge animals here, like grizzlies and bears, wolves, coyotes. So it's very dangerous for a cat. There are even like not wild cats. Oh my God. Wouldn't that be so funny? There are these outdoor cats in the neighborhood that come by. I call them her boyfriends, that come by all the time, and they are just, you can hear them fighting sometimes. She's literally getting louder. You can hear them fighting. Hey, I'm trying to do a video here. Kiwi, in what world do you think you're going outside, babe? Anyways, what I was saying about the patio swing is I bought a patio swing this year, so I wanted to introduce her to harness life. She's turning 12 this year, and Zach wasn't exactly thrilled about the idea of her being in a harness because he's scared that she's going to get out, get ticks. Like, cats can get out of harnesses pretty easily, even the ones that are like, a cat can't get out of this one. There's no such thing as a harness that a cat can't get out of, depending on the cat. And she's really tiny, and she's really agile, and she's really, like, fast and nimble and strong and all the things. So he's nervous about harness life, but I keep introducing her to it. The first time she was so weird. She was definitely one of those cats that fell over. I wish that I could like get her to could have filmed that one while she was like falling over trying to get it off. But she's like a super mellow cat for the most part. This is like the most, other than some zoomies sometimes, this is the most like, you know, energetic, or not energetic, but like this is the most bothered she'll be, is when she's like going into heat or trying to get outside. So I've been introducing her to the harness. I think it's been going pretty well. I put it on her, I give her a little bit of milk, and she hangs out. Usually she even goes to sleep with him, like, cause he's been on night shift, so she'll go sleep with him with her harness on, no fucks given, and I love that. And as soon as he wakes up, he takes it off her, cause I don't think he likes the one that I got, so I'll try a different one. But my goals there, because I'm gonna have a summer baby, is to be able to go on the patio swing. Kiwi, no ma'am, you are not going outside. That's a hard no, baby. That's a hard no. You can talk to your father when he gets home. That's enough. My big goals, because again, it's going to be a summer baby, I want to get like the little shader for the baby so we can hang out on the patio deck. It's like right outside the patio door, where like literally across from where I'm sitting. Excuse me. I want to sit on the patio swing, baby be hanging out on the floor, and Kiwi be tied to the leg of the patio swing. So we're all just like hanging out on the deck, having like a little lemonade, or enjoying some sunshine and some fresh air, and just listening to the birds, you know? There's lots and lots of beautiful birds here, and I love just looking at the trees and watching the sky change. So that would be lovely. Catching a lovely sunset and spending some time in the yard, and my goal is to have Kiwi with us out there. Yes, even though based on how she's acting, she's gonna like being outside a little bit more than I can handle, especially with a baby. And if she tries to get out of the harness, Zach is convinced she will try to get out of the harness and will get out of the harness. So he doesn't want her outside because he's really worried about that. Not to mention with all the other animals, the likelihood of ticks is high. So he doesn't want her on the lawn or anything like that, which that's totally fine. The deck is like way raised above the lawn, so I don't think that she would have that problem, but that's where we're at with that. We'll see how that goes. It's only been 10 minutes, so I've got lots of time before I need to go off to my doctor's appointment. I'm not getting dressed in anything fancy today. I just don't have the capacity. My poor little feet have been swollen for 4 or 5 days straight now, so I'm just putting on some sandals, some comfy shoes. Actually, I'll probably put on a sneaker today, but my sneakers are like so tight. I don't know if I can handle it. I'll probably put on a sneaker, grab a sweater, and just head out to that doctor's appointment. I don't want to do anything spectacular this afternoon, except I might do the hospital tour. Even though I was thinking I really want my mom to come with me for that one because she's going to be helping to deliver baby Ophelia. So I think it would be really cool, and she'll be the first person I call when I go into labor. Like early labor, I'm going to try to labor at home as long as I can, but then as soon as it's time to go to the hospital, I want either, if Zach's at work or hasn't made it in time, I want mom to come. And then in the delivery room, it's not going to be Zach, it's just going to be me and the moms, so my mom and his mom. And he'll just wait outside like a good little gentleman should. Not should, but that's my personal preference, and his as well. He's totally fine with it. Not just fine with it, I think we both prefer for me to be going through that situation with like the women. Like I have such an amazing support system. I love both of the moms. My mother-in-law is absolutely wonderful. She's coached a bunch of her friends in her lifetime through the birthing process, been there for like 20 births or something. Don't quote me, but she's been through a whole bunch of that, so she's going to be like my doula, my untrained birthing coach. And then my mom is going to be right alongside my doctor, and as long as everything goes well, my mom's going to catch. So that's how we're going to do that. In which case, I would love my mom to be able to do the hospital tour with me. I have some questions and stuff like that. So after my doctor's appointment, I might zip over to the hospital and see if one of the maternity nurses has time to kind of like take me around and just show me the delivery room. I want to see like what kind of, you know, where the outlets are, how big is the delivery room, what kind of, I have questions like, do they have the peanut ball? Do they have the birthing stool? Is there like a squat bar? Is there a bathing facility? I know some hospitals have the shower and the bath, and some just have like a tiny bathroom with a little walk-in shower. So I have those kind of questions. I want to know, like, do I have to have my bath, my water therapy during labor? Do I have to have that at home because I have a big, beautiful bathtub here? Or do they actually have one at the hospital? We got a new hospital built here in Kitimat, BC in probably 2002. I mean, like, don't quote me, I'm not sure. It could have been 2099, 2000-ish. But we got a brand new hospital built here in the last like 30 years. So I can't believe it's been that long already. It feels like it was so much more new than that. But yeah, it was about 30 years ago, I would say 25, 30 years ago. And yeah, they have all these modern amenities and stuff. So I'm really curious to see what those entail. I talked to my doctor last week because, like I said, I'm on my weekly doctor's appointments right now. I talked to him last week and he said the delivery rooms are very spacious. So I want to see the delivery room, and I want to see the like mom and baby, whatever, the parent and baby, the overnight rooms, just in case you go from delivery room to staying overnight. I know they try to transition you pretty quickly after you deliver into the room that you'll be staying in if you'll be staying overnight. My plan is, depending when I go into labor and how the labor goes, of course, my plan is to come home as soon as possible. If that doesn't happen, if anything goes into labor, or anything goes, you know, that way in labor where I need to stay in the hospital for any kind of reason to be monitored, baby needs to be monitored, okay, then cool, we'll stay in the hospital. But if everything was good and it was smooth and I just want to get home, I just want to get home, right? So I've got everything set up here, or actually those videos will be coming. There'll be some of that in this vlog. I'm going to do my pack my hospital bag with me. So again, another reason I want to do my hospital tour today, because then when I pack my hospital bag, probably today, or if not over the next 2 days, which I'll bring you guys along for that. But if I want to do my pack my hospital bag, I want to know what the hospital has and what they don't. So just a couple questions like that, like what do they give you? Do they give you tucks? Do they give you dermaplast? Do they have newborn diapers? Do they have the mesh mommy diapers? Do they have ice packs? Do they have, you know, those kind of questions? Swaddles. Should I bring my own swaddles? Actually, I have a question for you if you are a mother. Did you swaddle your baby? Is there anybody out there who doesn't swaddle their baby? I just can't help. Okay, and I'm a totally new mom, and I'm sort of being funny about this, but I'm also being kind of serious. Because honest question here, like, does anyone else feel like it's just so wrong to like strap a baby's arms down? Like, what the hell? And then like lay them on their back. They say on their back, swaddled, arms fucking strapped, with or without a pacifier, and nothing else in the crib on a hard surface. I'm like, what if they start choking? Like, how are they rolling over or anything? You know what I mean? Especially with a pacifier in their mouth. They get a little spit up, they're on their back, their arms are fucking strapped down like an adult would struggle. You know what I mean? Think of your like drunkest friend, or they're like super high or whatever. You're scared your friend is gonna OD. You don't put them on their back under any circumstances. You like put them on their side. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. But anyways, another thing to talk to my doctor about. These are probably the conversations I'll have with him literally while I'm like waiting to push the baby out. So doc, what do you think? Legs up in the air. This is gonna be such a funny experience. I can't wait to go through this whole process with you guys, so make sure you hit the follow and subscribe button depending on where you're watching this. I will be doing my birth story and all that good stuff. No gatekeeping here. I'll be telling you all of the tea, or cocoa, on how I felt, what happened, what went right, what went wrong, what my plan was, what went to plan, what didn't, all that good stuff. And hopefully we have a beautiful birth story to bring to you guys soon. Did I tell the story about how I predicted baby to come between? No, I didn't. Sorry. My pregnancy brain is like all over the place. Anyways, it's the 27th today. I originally predicted like a couple months ago that baby, even though I'm due August 16th, baby would come between July 25th and 28th. Hello, that means that I could go into labor based on my prediction, right? Not necessarily gonna happen, but based on my prediction, I could go into labor the last 2 nights, tonight, or even tomorrow. What? Like, I am not ready for that. I do not have a hospital bag packed. My car seat is not installed in the car. I don't have my postpartum bedside table set up, or like my diaper caddy for like mommy diapers set up in the bathroom yet. Like, holy shit. My bassinet is not built. My crib is not varnished. Like, all the dang things. So yesterday I got my mom to take me shopping, and I did. Like, all the meat was on sale. It was like $1.50 for a pack of bacon. All the meat, like chicken thighs, boneless, skinless, and bone on with skin on, all 30% off. They had 2 T-bone steaks, like 12-ounce steaks for 2 in a pack, 12-ounce T-bones with the filet mignon attached for like $13.50. So I fucking stocked up. I had like a little tiny cart. Me and my mom were sharing it because we were literally only going in for a couple things each, and I ended up spending $300 on like meat, basically meat and like 3 other things. They had big packs, like 4 quarts or 2 pounds, I think, of blueberries for $3. I was like, oh my god. So I told her to call me when she gets off work today in hopes that we could go back and get more. Also, all of our favorite canned goods, like canned tomatoes and beans, are all on sale for almost half off. Our favorite olive oil is on sale for $5 off. Like, stop. It is a sign from God that we need to stock up because baby is coming. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going with. So I was really hoping mom's gonna call me today so we can, hopefully she can do the hospital tour with me. If not, I might just go do that on my own. Or she's off for the next 2 days, so I might get her to come with me and do that. We'll see how I'm feeling after doctor's appointment. And I'll just wait for her to call and see if she feels like going shopping, because it's going to be one or the other. If I'm doing a big stock, especially on canned goods, and we both have to like haul that shit into the house, because Babe is on the day shift for the next week or two. She's exhausted from work. My mom's a housekeeper at a hotel here, like a local hotel, a chalet. So she's exhausted from work, and she's helping me haul all the stuff, and I can only carry so much because my feet are swollen and I'm huge and pregnant right now. So canned goods, hauling all of that stuff, probably getting more meat, more berries, and freezing them and all that goodness. Luckily she's got a big deep freeze because both of my freezers, I bought like a small deep freeze this year. The standing one at Walmart was on sale for like $189, so I got one just in time. My daddy is in Alberta, and we went to visit him about halfway through my pregnancy, or 5-6 months in, and he gave me like a whole cooler, like a big cooler full of Hutterite pork, yum, and some deer, like mostly steaks, but also some stew meat and some roast, which I love deer, like venison, oh my god. And so does Zach. So we brought that all back. We're pretty much out of the venison. I think I've got one more pack of loins, which are just steaks. And then we've got some of the pork left, maybe like 5-10 pounds of pork. But my freezer is full. So, and now like full to the top, like unfunctionably full. Oh, I just remembered I forgot to do colostrum. So I started collecting colostrum a few days ago now. They say at 36-37 weeks, depending on when you're leaking, like when you start producing, leaking in your shirts and stuff, you can safely collect colostrum, but you should talk to your doctor about it. So I was leaking like 2 months ago, just randomly, like out of nowhere. So I just started collecting a few days ago. I'm gonna talk to my doctor about it today and just make sure that's all good. But I've been really, really happy with how that's been going. I feel like the production is really good. Everything feels good. So getting a little bit stocked up on colostrum in the freezer. I just got the little syringes. I'll show you guys that setup because I don't have time to collect before I go to my doctor's appointment. So I'll do probably 3 collections today for the first time. I've collected twice a day for the last 3 days, I believe it's been. Yeah, 3 days, and today's day 4. So today I'll try 3 collection times for the first time because it's only been 2. That's pretty much it for now. I'm going to properly cover my cinnamon buns before I go to my doctor's appointment, just in case somebody gets hungry for cinnamon buns again. And then I'm going to grab, like I said, grab a sweater, throw on some sandals, and go to my doctor's appointment. So I might take you guys along for the hospital tour. I might not, depending on how that goes. But let's get ready and go to the doctor's. So my doctor has these really cute like prints in the washroom, which the last few times I've come here, I've never noticed them before, but the last few times I've come here, I have noticed them and been so in love. I would love to get something just like this for the baby's room. Right now, even though we're coexisting, we're sharing a room. The baby won't have a separate room. I just love this. This reminds me of old school Disney, like Peter Rabbit. If you know those old cartoons, I don't know if they are Peter Rabbit. It doesn't have any writing or anything on them. It doesn't say. I asked the like one of the secretaries about these art pieces, and she didn't have any details on it either, but she said everybody mentions them and talks about how great they are. And she had no idea where she got them, or where they got them, but next time she would try to have more details for me because the doctor was just really busy today. So I'm really hoping to be able to find something like them and pick them up as well. Very distraught? Yeah. You want to go outside, huh? You want to go outside, huh? Guess who's not going outside? You are. You are definitely not going outside. Okay, so I'm just having one of my favorite yogurt snack bowls. The second I start filming, Mushiki today is just, that's when she decides to come and start absolutely going crazy with the meowing. Hey, Mushi? Yes? Yes, today is the day. Yes, it is. Anyways, so I've got Greek yogurt, which I will show you guys how I build this bowl. So I'll show you the exact Greek yogurt I've been buying like religiously at Siggy's, just in case you want to know, not Ziggy's, Siggy's with an S. But Greek yogurt, blueberries, and then I'm about to add some pumpkin seeds. As you can see, I have been doing this quite a bit because I am almost out of these. Some pumpkin seeds on top, so let me show you that. Just had to flip my little camera over. I put about that much in the bowl, so that's gonna be my little snack right now, sort of a in-between lunch and dinner snack. I also want to have one of my cinnamon buns, but I need to go and get icing sugar to make the glaze. So I'm thinking Zach and I will probably do that. He should be home shortly. I'm thinking we will probably do that soon. That'll keep me from eating ice cream and all kinds of other junk today. So I'll show you guys how I make my little icing sugar and probably leave it on the side so that we can heat up the cinnamon buns and then add the glaze when the buns are nice and warm. She's so funny today. Hi, baby. Yes. Oh, you're so needy today, huh? So needy today. Oh, here we go. No, you can't come anywhere near the food, my love. Come on. Let's go down. My little mushiki. Okay. We're gonna eat some snacks. No, get out of here. Come on. We're gonna eat some snacks and see how Kiwi does today, and we will see you guys shortly. Her eyes always reflect in the camera lighting. I don't know how to like make a kitty's eyes like not do that. That's my babies. Oh, they're my sweet girl. She's like itchy. Holy, itchy eyes much? What are you doing, Kiwi? You're such a little spaz. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys this from Walmart. This is MCO Beauty. It's a new brand to Walmart. I was so excited to see this when I last went in to Walmart because I didn't expect to be getting it. I didn't know that this was coming, but this is supposed to be a really, really popular brand right now. I mean, everything drugstore is crazy, insanely overpriced in my opinion, but all of these products are basically Charlotte Tilbury dupes. So the powder, the spray I just showed you, these Dewdrop, they're sort of like a cream blush, but they're more like liquidy. These are all dupes for high-end products that are on the market right now. So I'm super excited to get into them and try. I wasn't planning on running into this brand right now, so I didn't plan on picking it up, but I definitely will be very, very shortly and doing some videos for you guys on this stuff. I've heard really good stuff about their primers as well. Forgive my wobbly camera. It is insanely hard for me to like squat and get up right now. Because if you don't know, I am like 9 months pregnant. So anyways, some other stuff I wanted to show you. This hard candy setting spray. I'm really excited to try that out, so I'll be picking that up shortly. Hard candy is like one of those super underrated brands in my opinion. Some stuff from CoverGirl that I'm excited to try. Here's those eyeshadow palettes, the ones that I'm always raving about. The ones that I got were like 5 years ago, but these are the new packaging, even though the formula is still the same, and they've just got some new colorways. So I think it's probably time to pick up maybe like one of these little quads or little 3-pack eyeshadow palettes, as well as these clean ones. I've really wanted to try these clean ones, so let me know if you guys want to see anything specific from there.